I mean, you could put Sven there technically as well. Like, you could put either of these heroes in the mid lane against, you know, 40R on Mars here.
This is weird, but I'm with it.
I'm about it. It's a spicy draft, something new. I mean, when have we seen whenever have we seen Jug, Sven, Mag on the same team?
Never. And look at the mental damage Team Brazil has taken there. Just ticking down that clock right there. Yeah, the PA taken, but you got nothing to combo with it. You were expecting that Omni Knight Sven.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, oh, Juggernaut's in the pool, Sven's still in it. There's no way that we have to give that one up. And that Sven pickup, it came out fast right there.
Yeah, they knew. This was something that they probably were theory crafting yesterday and practicing. And it is just an incredibly strong deny pick when you have the Omni Knight. It's so hard to give this hero to anyone. Because I think the one loss Zoomers have is to an Omni Sven. It is. It is the only loss they have of the tournament is to Omni Knight Sven. Yeah. So maybe a little bit of PTSD from them there. They don't want to see it again.
Listen, we could beat everything except for this. It's just not good in this. Almost a rookie mistake that they made there.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah, getting rid of the last of these heroes now. Rubik banned out by Team Brazil. I guess just worried about potential steals there. A lot of these abilities are pretty good. Shadow Demon's kit is all right. Mars, anything you get from him would be pretty good. Omni Knight kit is amazing.
Yeah, that's the big one, right? As we saw that picked into the Omni Knight as almost a response, but it just didn't work.
Yep. 5 seconds. I think they're gonna pick a hero that rotates a little bit easier last here on 4 Zoomers, though. I don't imagine it was going to be a Rubik. I think that's just something Team Brazil is nervous about when they look at their heroes.
I think they're expecting this to be core Mag. I think these are the 3 cores, right? Core, Mag, Jug, and Sven. Timbersaw is not banned, and so I would expect 4 Zoomers to ban the Timbersaw because I am on the same page of like this being 40R mid Mars.
Yeah, I mean, that is game winning. What you just mentioned, throwing the Mars in the mid and then throw the off lane Timbersaw. And Shadow Demon can just go bottom with the Phantom Assassin. Omni can run around the map. They get rid of the left track, so they're worried about early towers. Whoa! Okay.
Yeah, that's not what I expected. 4 Zoomers don't even have the first pick in the final phase here, so it's not like they could have sniped the Timbersaw if they wanted it themselves, but maybe they're so I mean, I don't know. That ban is very confusing to me.
5 seconds.
Yeah,
but it'll maybe make more sense with the picks coming out here in a moment. Death Prophet. Yeah, they don't have tower push. So that's a good ban. Both of the mid lane tower pushers are removed.
Yep. I'm not surprised about the left track ban. The Death Prophet would be a little bit underwhelming. They've struggled to stay on a target with anything other than the RP right now, though. I mean, they can throw the Stormbolt, but Dark Willow's setup takes a moment, right?
Yeah.
So again, I was expecting to be a hero that's a little bit better at rotating and taking team fights. A Clockwork comes to mind. It would solve some of the problems here, but they're also playing so many melee heroes here, so you wouldn't be able to get on the target with anybody else after the Clockwork initiates.
Yeah. Other than Sven always can, and if you go the Aghanim Scepter Jug, you have Gap Close. They do take the Invoker, so 40R Invoker offlane Mars. That's going to be what it ends up. That's going to end up being the lanes there for Team Brazil. And I think now you're just going to see Gunner Mag, probably a Brax Sven, or a 5-4, or... I mean, you could run like Jug or Sven as a support technically. I think Sven's a better support, but
5 seconds.
Yeah.
And then we might just see an actual offlane hero.
Potentially. I'm not sure what you run it out. You definitely need a support who can initiate and take team fights. I'm not sold on the Clockwork because of the melee lineup, but I still wouldn't hate it here. God, what else could they grab though?
It's a Zoomers draft, man. What do you know? Like they could pick literally anything here, and it would still confuse me.
Puck maybe. Puck would solve some of the problems that they have with this draft. I mean,
they've ran the Mag Puck before. You're right. They could do it.
Let's see it.
Okay.
Well, that's a little bit of catch.
It's
which
catch.
Is something.
Yeah, it's catch and just Kinetic Field Static Storm. Very good.
Yeah.
Into the RP. So it is going to be Husky, Ocean, off lane. I'm assuming is going to be Sven in mid mag.
Yep. And I I don't mind Disruptor here, actually. I'm not surprised it's support. I was thinking it might have been a clockwork for that initiation, but Disruptor works just as well, especially against the Omni Knight, just because when you glimpse somebody back, you get that kinetic field and static storm off of them, like you just mentioned. That is not affected by the status resistance or able to be dispelled by Omni Knight's kit. So
Yeah.
the save isn't going to be able to come out from KJ there. If you'd pick something like, say, got, I don't know, a Marana, and you would connect an arrow with them, you know, would just get dispelled. If you already had the Heavenly Grace on him and you got hit by something like a Shackles, it would last half as long. The lockdown inside the AoE there means it's going to last the full duration when Husky gets the disable off onto you, and you are going to be held into place.
Did they go for the Disruptor in this game as well last time? No. Okay. I feel like I saw specifically a Disruptor pick into the Omni Knight for the reasons you're mentioning, but I don't remember when it was.
No, I only just came up with these reasons right now when I'm thinking about what the Brax god is thinking. Maybe I'm trying to get into his head.
There's a lot of room in that head. Not because he has a small brain, but just because it's a huge cranium. That guy is smart.
Yeah, true. You ever watch the show Smart Guy, loosely based on Brax's life?
Can't say I have.
Have you seen the opening for it? I'll send it to you after this game. We don't want to get DMCA'd. As hilarious of a prank that would be for Summit.
Yeah, I'm sure they'd appreciate that. All right, game one of the day. Finally, we've got some optioning that needs to happen. Jerry not doing his job. What a slacker.
Yeah, first game of the day. Jerry, wake it up. I know you got a hangover or something. It was Friday night last night, but you're going to lose this internship.
Yeah. Absolutely. All right. King RD on the Mars. We're going to see Thelacor playing the Shadow Demon mid lane, 4DR on his Invoker. Safe lane is going to be KJ on Omni Knight, and to round it out, Costa Bile on the Phantom Assassin. Do you want to introduce the Zoomers?
Oh, absolutely. And giving it up on the blue hero is Husky, the Warpath. Gunner here on the Magnus. The big boy himself, Brax, playing the Sven. Ocean Kawaii on the Dark Willow. And finally, the man of the hour, Sammy Boy.
Love it. All right. Thank you so much, Neph. This is how exactly I wanted to start the day today. So this is fantastic.
That would have killed my voice to do all day.
Yeah.
I don't know how a lot of you play-by-play casters do it, Ricky. You guys do the real grind.
Oh, well, the key is you just hide your pain. Yes. Some little dueling coming out in the bottom lane here. Disruption allowing them to secure the rune. I think with Disruptor's Thunderstrike harassment, this isn't going to be very good for Mars.
Yeah, I mean, if you have Omni Knight in that lane, you can just press the Heavenly Grace onto it. The HP regen you get from it will negate all the damage from the first Thunderstrike, and it'll just purge it off of him. But that's exactly why they're running Disruptor down here, right? And picking Disruptor down here. You don't want to run him into the Omni Knight. It's just too easy for him to deal with him. So a lot of this harass is going to stick from Husky. And actually, Thelacor only starting the lane with 2 Tango is not a great idea by him.
So we talked about the Invoker Magnus matchup. I don't know. It's like the 3rd or 4th time we've seen it this tournament already. It tends to always be Zoomers that we see on this, either as the Invoker or as the Magnus. But again, you can purge off the Empower and then just reapply. So it ends up favoring the Magnus as the lane goes on. He just outfarms the Invoker. There's too much damage.
Yeah. You're gonna have to buy a little bit of regen, but it's not a problem given how much damage you do, how much more CS you're going to secure.
Oh, wait a minute. Jerry missing first blood in the top lane. Ocean? Sven? KJ? I guess KJ was just busy pulling the small camp, and they capitalize on it, killing Costa Bile on the PA, which I feel like this shouldn't happen.
No, Dark Realm not even committed. I mean, they just auto-attacked him down and got caught in a 1 Bramble, hit with the Stormhammer afterwards, and just, auto down. Sometimes that's all it takes.
Yeah, Sven's Cleave is pretty good at dealing with that hero, too, which is nice, because you don't have to worry about, missing, right? The evasion, you can't evade Cleave, so
Yeah.
Great form of harassment. When heroes in the offlane, like Slardar, typically, you know, you try to go for a bash and you miss, and then you miss again, and then she's hit you like 3 times in that process.
It's not a very good feeling. No. It's, speaking of, he's just stuck against the tower here. KJ's not able to do a whole lot to help. He's trying to stay out of lane to not soak up any XP, but I think he does need his level 3 at the very least here. 2 points of purification and 1 heavenly grace to make it so they can punish Brax if he commits too hard on Coast of Belay.
Yeah, I mean, he has just first item bracers, so he is very tanky, hard for them to take down, has that extra regen as well. And I don't think Brax is really worried. He's just free farming the lane. He's 12 and 4.
Yeah, he's basically the carry now.
Yes, look at me. I am the carry now.
Yeah. Get out of the way, Sammy boy. I mean, you shouldn't have invited Brax to your team. He's just here to replace you now. First, he takes over the roles of drafter, and he takes over the roles of carry. And he'll start cloning himself and just play every hero.
I mean, isn't he already playing every hero, basically?
True enough. I mean, you're fairly comfortable no matter what hero Brax on. That guy is always calm and collected.
Yeah, absolutely.
I will not forget this.
Nice, Salve. Okay, so CS-wise, Mars doing great to start it out, but the next 3 are all Zoomers.
Yes. And again, this is something that we talked about that would have been the issue with whatever mid matchup. We knew that Juggernaut is going to eventually outfarm like potential Mars versus Juggernaut lane, but the same thing is going to happen here in the bottom lane. Husky now like doing a decent job of harassing him out. He doesn't want to commit all of his mana right away with the glimpse. I mean, sorry, not glimpse. Thunderstrike. Once he hits level 3, the harass will probably come out quite a bit, and Sammy Boy has like a lot more running down potential, so have to stay out of the lane. In fact, it might just happen here.
He does have a bottle though.
Bracer.
Yeah, HP has the bottle, so he's going to take some decent harassment, but the 5-minute bounty should help him out as long as they can keep that lane pushed up and secure those bounty runes.
Exactly. And speaking of those, they're going to spawn in another 30 seconds here. It might be the first little bit of action that we see on the map after Jerry missed that first blood, of course.
You know, Jerry has done really well in these other days. You know, he didn't miss any kills. I think he missed like 2 first bloods, and that's about it. And then today, starting out real weak. Like you said, he's just hung over from a really long night. And, you know, I'm sure he'll get better as the day goes on.
Yeah, it was Friday. So that'll happen. Costa Belay is he's got a ring of health, but it's not going to help him secure any CS. He's actually struggling quite a bit, only 18 and 1 right now. I mean, considering you're in a 1v1 scenario with the offlaner and he's beating you, it feels incredibly bad.
Yeah, they did force Gunner back in the mid lane since Thelacore did snipe the bottom lane power rune. And he's going to lose his bounty as well, potentially. Yeah, he still sees it. So 40R drops a ward on the high ground. Snags his bounty rune in the process. Gunner just free farming mid, though. And he's going to get the catapult.
Speaking of, looks like King RD might try to shove this catapult leaning out bottom himself. Thelacore need to rotate back down here in order for them to get anything off of this, but Sammy Boy can't do it with the catapult by himself. You know, Spin not being able to do anything to it, so we'll see.
Oof, unlucky crit there. So one thing that's unfortunate about having heroes with crit, I was playing Draw Ranger the other night, or last night, and
oh, you managed to get some Dota
I got
game
one game in, and we got stomped by a rank 60 stack, so very cool. Thanks, Valve. Husky gets glimpsed. He's gonna go down here. Plenty of damage. Thelacore grabbing him with that last poison, shadow poison stack. Ooh, KJ goes down again top.
Yeah, I mean, KJ's not able to do anything. He just kind of exists in the lane. He was out of mana there anyway, so it really doesn't matter that he wouldn't. He might have suicide. Did he suicide to the tower, or did he try to earlier? Looks like he was juking around in the trees.
Yeah, juking around in the trees. So this isn't the worst because they have no mana left on Brax, and Costa Belay now has space for solo experience. So it could have actually been a lot worse. Like, dying on a support like that, yeah, you're like, okay, my support's feeding. But at the same time, Costa Belay is almost level 6 now because he's just been given some time for solo experience while his Ocean's been forced to commit a little bit heavier in the top lane.
I mean, yeah, this is the bad thing about this draft, though. I mean, you thought that you were playing the Omni Knight with the Sven. You thought you'd be able to take advantage of the Heavenly Grace, get the bonus damage. Ocean, he can just TP out, right?
Yeah, he just Shadow Realm walks. I don't think he cares. You have no mana left on the PA. She wants to get over to the side shop and get this Void Stone.
Yeah. Oh, Cage or 4DR, he's here.
Yeah, this is a sick
Sub's
gank.
coming.
Tornado, EMP, easy kill here for the mid lane. He's gonna drop a Bramble, but way too much damage as he's already level 7 on the Invoker in bot lane. And comes out, there's gonna be the first arena. He's gonna be able to find a kill easily on the Disruptor Gunner. He TP's in, he's got a haste rune, he's looking for Mars. Will he grab him though, pulls him in, doesn't go for the skewer. He could RP, but doesn't want to risk it. Just gonna run back to the mid lane now.
King already dropping the tip. All right, you love to see it. Give him the BM. But like you were saying, I don't think dropping the RP there was worth it. I mean, you could skewer him back, but at that point, you can just TP out on the Mars. I don't think you have enough DPS to kill him. The Juggernaut would take too long to spin him down.
Another rotation from 40R top. Goodbye, Brax. I mean, he's going to get Tornado, a couple auto attacks here. Doesn't have much left. Pops that Fairy Fire, trying to get under the tower, but Blink Strike forward. Another kill for the top lane. Brazil now turning the tables.
To their bottom tower.
Now, much needed there by Costa Bila, you know, struggling in this laning phase. The guy, he's a lot like K1 Hector in the way that he'll always find farm even if he has like a rough laning phase. I wouldn't say that Team Brazil runs their strats the same way, though. I mean, they tend to favor like their mid lane securing a little bit more farm, playing around the mid laner a bit more, and Costa Bila will eventually come online. But excellent farmer. Just if he's able to get that a couple recovery kills at the start, it'll be like he never lost his lane to begin with.
So King RD bottled up that Invis rune, and now he's getting another rotation from 4DR. He has Arena cooling down 1 second. Would love to find a big kill here, but I don't think it's an easy one onto the Juggernaut, as you have Blade Fury, right? So they're looking for someone in the jungle, potentially Gunner, who they did see with this ward here, but he has peeled off. Do they see 4DR on that TP? I don't think so.
He's
they will see him now as he shows in the mid lane ward.
Ooh, Ocean's got to be careful.
So they got a Royal Jelly on the side of 4 Zoomers, which is incredibly value on both Jug and Magnus, heroes that rely on mana for CS. So this is just a really good item. Dire, we've got an Arcane Ring on Mars so far. That's about it.
All right, look at this efficiency right here. Sammy Boy walks the edge of these trees. Gunner uses the Empower on him from the low ground with it. These guys work beautifully together. Yep, it's teamwork right there, making the dream work. King RD is trying to finally get some harass here off of the bottom tower. I was watching Perfect World last night because I was casting the last season. Kip said some interesting thoughts, and I was listening to her about how you should only really defend the safe lane tower once. I'm not sure if I agree with that, but it's an interesting theory. I mean, yesterday when we were watching Sad Boys, PPD, he committed so hard to save the mid tower so many times with his team, and it really ended up working for them. I mean, there was the one game that 4 Zoomers had lost. Husky?
Yeah, King RD never had vision there. This one tree, right, blocked it, so he had no way to get the vision on the Disruptor, and they just TP top, and this seems to be the trade, right? When you see these heroes rotate bottom, Radiant rotate top, try and get something out of it. KJ does have a DD rune, but he is just trying to pull this as far away as possible, keep them off the tower. Gunner trying to chase him down. Brax here as well. He does have God Strength, but Invoker TPing up here. Does he have the damage? One more auto attack would be all that's necessary. Shockwave off the mark. Bramble doesn't catch either. KJ, he's out.
I mean, they were so afraid about follow-up coming up from behind KJ there that they didn't commit onto him.
Ooh, they saw the TP's top, so they're going to try and punish King RD here. This would be a great find. You're going to get pinned against the wall in Dark Willow. She doesn't have level 6, though. He immediately drops the arena, forcing Sammy Boy to use that Blade Fury, which means there's no real damage. Do you have Glimpse? You do. They can pull him back. He goes right into the center of the Bramble Maze. Omni Slashes there. Beautiful gank here inside of 4 Zoomers. Doesn't cost them a tower, though.
Hesitated there for a moment on Sammy Boy. It looked like he didn't want to pop his Drum of Endurance charge and chase him through that arena, but once they realized that Disruptor was here and that he couldn't just TP out of that Omni Slash, he was gone. I'm a little bit surprised to not see an early point in Bulwark against the Juggernaut, though. It significantly reduces the Omni Slash damage.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. I didn't expect Omni to do that much, but then there was no Bulwark reduction, so
Yeah, you definitely want at least one value point in that. I mean, we've looked at the AoE after that. It's like 270 degrees as it ends up blocking in the front and the sides. The back isn't very much.
Yeah.
Battle Fury now picked up on the Phantom Assassin, and that's the recovery right there. He didn't end up going Boots' speed first, and now he's going to be able to clear out these Ancient stacks.
Yeah, I mean, that's the fastest Battle Fury of the tournament for sure that we've seen. Now,
only because he doesn't have boots.
Yeah, it's like it is because you don't have boots, but it's still, like you said, it is a recovery time frame because PA can just blur, right? And she just farms stacks. She's able to clear them out.
Yeah.
Juggernaut going for a first item MKB. Not even going to go the Mask of Madness. So just has drums, treads. Going to go the MKB Ags.
Sammy Boy doesn't mess around, man.
I mean, it is the build against the PA. You just go the MKB Aghanim Scepter. Swift Slash way too strong to deal with. Brax also has drums, phase boots. He's going to be building what I'm assuming is going to be kind of like enabling items, auras for his team. Ooh, 40R. He's been caught. An RP comes out as well. Bedlam's damage is there. Gets pulled right back into a sentry just in case. He's going to go down now. KJ, he TP'd up here to offer some help, but...
No!
Sorry from Breck. He's like, maybe not the glimpse you wanted to go for there, but...
Slightly off with his timing there. Just, probably doesn't play enough Disruptor.
Classic.
Yeah, it happened.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Well, he's at the very least not going to be able to come up there to defend the tower. I don't know. I mean, with the cope.
You gotta get some copium in today. KJ, he's seen here. They will see Theodocore. Kostabili still under the blur, so they don't have vision of the PA quite yet, but he's just gonna walk up, reveal himself. Mars, that's gonna be the blink. The skewer, he doesn't end up getting anything out of it because of a result of that arena. Now, just pick down the mag. Who did they catch mid? Sammy Boy, he's got Blade Fury. Can just go for the TP, but wait a minute, he doesn't have it. Terrorize comes out, does fear down 2. Sammy Boy in a little bit of trouble. King RD, that blink forward spear once again up onto the high ground. Sammy Boy just commits the Omni Slash out of panic, but it does nothing.
Yeah, trying to do everything he can to get himself out of that one. Unfortunately, he was already down as soon as that ultimate came out there from Shadow Demon, Demonic Purge. Nice tornado as well by the Evoker, just connecting the moment. I think, ooh, we're not over yet, though.
Now, King RD is finding kill after kill for his team, and now Ocean tornadoed up. He's going to fall to his death.
And this,
suddenly, Brazil looking really good.
Yeah, this will put them in the lead for net worth finally for the first time this game. XP as well, going their way, finding all those kills there. But yeah, beautiful tornadoes there from 4DR. I mean, connecting the moment the Omni Slash ends, allowing them to gap the distance and actually bring down Sammy Boy there.
Nice double stack here potentially. Oh, he doesn't get the Ancients, but he does get the hard camp. This Ancient camp, I think you have to pull down. They re-aggro way too hard. I think if you don't pull it like down this way, you'll never get that stack.
Yeah.
One of the reasons to go Quelling Blade on supports nowadays.
One of the reasons. It's solid item. I wouldn't get it every single game, but a lot of the time, yeah. It's only 150 gold as well. It's not bad at all.
Yeah. If you have that open slot and you've got heroes that want to farm the Ancients, you're usually worth it if you're on Radiant.
That's something a lot of people don't do properly, is the inventory management. I don't want to see you at 15 minutes with just Tranquil Boots and nothing else, okay? Buy yourself a Windlace, buy yourself some branches, get yourself a stick. You don't necessarily need to complete it. Bottom lane.
They found Sven. Terrorize coming in. Will catch both of the cores. Brax, however, he's going to get popped by this Demonic Purge, I think. 17 HP, but he's got 2 Shadow Poison stacks. He goes down. Well played there from Team Brazil as they find another kill on a big target, too. He's trying to get some items, but Brax, he's struggling.
Yeah, they're not slowing down here. Kostabili now working on that Desolator. Has just about the first Mithril Hammer completed, flying out to himself right now. As the courier turns around anyways. And now on the back foot on 4 Zoomers, forced to farm up the enemy team's jungle. They don't want to engage at the moment. Oh, no. Ocean.
Another one. Yeah, he's got no health, no mana. Another tornado. He will survive the tornado, but yeah, no longer. 2 poison stacks earned. Yeah, he's dead. What's going on mid lane? Another fight. Arena's down. They do get the Omni Slash. They just take down the PA immediately. Sammy Boy able to just go right through the arena wall, but he realizes he's the only one, and so he has to back it out. Gunner has RP. He could go for him. Ooh. Ooh, haste rune on King RD makes it a little bit too difficult. Now the Spirit Vessel, the Cold Snap gonna stun up. You're setting up a potential RP here for the Mag. He's gonna catch 2. Brax just beating him down. In comes Husky, gonna get a nice kinetic field there, but there's no follow-up. Tornado doing a lot. We'll get Glimpse back. Now another kill onto 40R. King RD now on the run. No way to blink. Gonna hit the Bramble. What a sick play, but purged off by KJ. Brax stunned in 2. Shadow Realm damage coming in as well. Lots of magic damage from these 2 heroes. If they can bring down this Mars, it would be a fantastic kill, but they're afraid to dive. He blinks in. He gets a great stun. He catches Sven. The Shadow Poison stacks as well. They both fall. What a setup here from the Mars. Once again, a disruption onto Samuboy. He just finished the Blade Fury. He's got nowhere to go. Goes for the TP. Can he get out the spear? Once again from King RD. This guy carrying Brasil so hard. Triple kill for Costa Bile.
I want to see just how many spears he got off in that team fight. I wish we had a replay. My God, every time it was off cooldown, the blink and then another spear coming out from this guy. And they just couldn't bring him down. They need to take him out in these team fights first, it seems. I mean, Invoker, yeah, getting the kill on him is great, but everyone on Team Brazil, they're playing so coordinated. The save coming out after that RP from Gunner there. I mean, Shadow Demon, he opted not to banish his teammates, but banish the Sven with the God Strength active. Essentially wasting the entire RP because the Juggernaut wasn't in position. This gameplay on a Team Brazil is amazing.
Yeah, they're doing really well. This is like an awkward draft here from 4 Zoomers, and maybe they're experimenting, but it's just the offlane Sven doesn't feel to be paying off. Like he's just going for a BKB now, which is not a bad item, but it doesn't feel like a great item.
Yeah, I mean they're punishing the lineup that they have right now so hard. I mean, heroes are comboing very well together. If you had won the early laning phase a little bit harder, you'd be able to run them over with your draft, but now it's a bit of a struggle.
Yeah, Costa Bile has a Desolator completed on top of his Battle Fury now, so he is extremely scary. Goes in, takes that mid tower. King RD just looking for more and more kills. Got that new Yule Scepter completed. A lot of times we see the Yules rush on Mars, but this Blink Dagger just has paid dividends this game.
Absolutely. I mean, things might get a little bit easier for 4 Zoomers once they get this MKB completed on Juggernaut. Then you're going through the PA evasion. You can deal with the Guardian Angel. The Bulwark damage doesn't reduce the magical from Juggernaut's MKB. So your DPS goes up significantly right now. I'm not sure it's enough for them to take these team fights, though. Juggernaut definitely needs this Aghanim Scepter as well. I mean, he's struggling to stay on top of people, right? Mars is just able to walk away, and that's something we discussed during the draft. It's why they picked up the Disruptor. They needed some sort of catch and gap close to lock these people in a position, but they just can't get their hands on King RD. He's able to just play with them.
And the Omni Knight, even though they don't have the Sven, is still doing a lot of work this game. He's had multiple saves. The reason King RD gets out there in the mid lane is that Cursed Crown and the stun immediately purged off, or dispelled rather, from the Omni Knight. Ooh, all right. Shadow Demon goes in, gets the Demonic Purge onto the Sven. He has God Strength, but he's all alone. No reason to waste those spells. They'll just accept that kill. And now PA is going to look to just take your Ancient stack.
Yeah. I mean,
Samuboy is here under an Invis rune. They don't have detection here. They're going to just skewer him way out of position, the RP, but Samuboy's not here. He's going to get tornadoed the blink out. Samuboy, he commits the Omni, but it bounces back to the Mars. Oh no, Samuboy, he's got to get out. The crits. Sunstrike on the mark, just barely misses, but Costa Bile, he's not done. The arena's out, they blink forward. Samuboy goes down, a kinetic field and a static storm, holding PA in place, but she's still very healthy, and now Dagger up onto the high ground, blink strike in. Husky, 1 crit would be all that's necessary. He gets another kill on the PA. It's a huge blunder here from 4 Zoomers.
Oh, that could have been beautiful, but there was nobody there to follow up your RP. Your amazing RP pulling the P out of position doesn't matter. Sammy Boy's not there. That felt like a little bit of a misplay or miscommunication there on the side of 4 Zoomers. I'm not sure what Gunner was up to there, or Sammy Boy for that matter, committing onto him afterwards. That was just a disaster of an Omni Slash. I mean, not only hopping onto the Mars there when he's got the Bulwark, but also that small camp that was pulled over.
Yeah. And then, of course, you get Guardian Angel, and you're just like, ah, okay. Well, now I do no damage.
He's got the MKB that can do a little bit, but it barely even matters at that point. And There is.
I mean, PA just bought out a Basher as well. So we talked about, you know, wow, she has Battle Fury Deso. She had a 12-minute Battle Fury this game with no boots and has managed to turn that into so much net worth so fast. Bottom lane Sven found here by 40R will throw out the Stormhammer, but again, he's by himself. There's the Demonic Purge. Thylacor and 40R, more than enough damage between these two heroes to take down this offlane Sven. Nothing left. Thylacor grabs him.
Yeah, Sven, Brax just struggling to find a place in this game. I mean, he really needs that BKB completed to be able to stay on these targets, but it's going to be PA who's going to be on top of him later on, and when she's got the, I don't know, got 50% evasion, then eventually she's going to have the 85% evasion. There's no way Brax is going to find the money for an MKB, so I think that he will just go for that evasion talent. He's going to be useless this game.
Ocean's just been sitting over here waiting to try and steal a courier and finally gets one from Shadow Demon, which, by the way, I'm not sure if you've looked at Shadow Demon's inventory. He's got the Philosopher's Stone, but managed to pick up a Blink Dagger and an Aether Lens now. So that's a problem. He is almost as farmed as his mid lane Invoker.
Yeah, 7-0 and 7, and not a bad score. I mean, Thylacor is doing a solid job here on Team Brazil. Looks like he may have been what they needed to round out the draft, replacing Flea with a lineup.
Gunnar forced to commit his first BKB of the game as he just walks into the Dire jungle.
Yeah, Gunnar now struggling to find his place in this game. 10-second BKB committed. Their backs are against the wall here on 4 Zooms. I would never count them out. You know, having the Magnus, having the Omni Knight, RP, and you know, eventually you will have an Aghanim Scepter and Disruptor, and that can do a lot of work as well. AoE Doom essentially, but it's hard. It is incredibly hard right now.
Sammy Boy, he cannot afford to get bashed here. Brax rotating over Stormhammer will catch the PA, but she has an Aegis. It's all a bait, and Sven thrown into the air. He's got no save. You have to glimpse her back. Forces another 10-second BKB Gunner. He manages to find Costa Bile, but he's all by himself. A 2-man RP finally comes in. The Terrorize, it does some work, but there's no Omni Slash, and there's no Sven. 2 big spells committed. Costa just goes in. He gets the crit hit, the bash Gunner. He goes down. Yule's gonna be able to force another Blade Fury there from the Juggernaut. And oh my god, Brazil just dissecting 4 Zoomers.
Yeah, Gunner's trying to go for all these RPs, but nobody else on Zoomers wants to commit with Omni Knight not part of the RP itself. I mean, he's going to use Guardian Angel. You're not going to do anything in these team fights. They just can't jump on it. They need bigger gap close, maybe like a Blink Dagger on Sammy Boy so we can follow up these RPs. I mean, the Aghanim Scepter help a little bit, but even then, I'm not sure it's enough. Positioning is just too good here on Team Brazil, and Gunner keeps on going too far forward in front of the rest of his team. They can't follow up these initiations.
Another Blade Fury forced mid. They do get the Bramble Maze holding him in place. A nice defensive disruption, but guess what? A DD Costa Bile targeting perfectly. Takes down that Disruptor. Demonic Purge onto Juggernaut as well. 2 heroes dead. Costa Bile sitting right on the tower here. Gonna be able to finish this off. And you can go high ground. You still have the Aegis for another minute and 30 seconds.
Double damage and just making quick work of this one, and now no RP available, like we were just saying. Double damage and Aegis. I mean, there's not much else to say. You summed it up pretty well for me, Ricky. This tower is they're gonna make short work of it. KJ right behind him. Nothing they can do about him.
He finishes Abyssal too, just in time for this high ground push in case he needs it. I guess they're a little bit afraid. They don't want to risk going in too far, as Gunner can always get a nice blink skewer, pulling people out of position. But I mean, Team Brazil now up 11,000 gold.
I mean, the game getting more and more difficult for them. They do always have the recovery here, like I was talking about, thanks to this Magnus. But Sammy Boy, he's going to need to start farming up quick. He hasn't made any progress towards that Aghanim Scepter in the last like 4 or 5 minutes now. Been sitting at like 1.5k money in the bank.
Funny thing about Aghanim Scepters, Thylacor is going to have his at the exact same time Juggernaut does.
Yeah.
So you're about to have multiple Demonic Purge charges plus break.
Yeah. Use one of those on Juggernaut, use the other on Sven. You're not critting, you're not cleaving people down. Your DPS is significantly decreased.
I mean, you just throw it on anyone, right? No one can get away from it. Magnus, Brax on the Sven, and then of course Sammy Boy on the Juggernaut. Like, any of these guys get purged, they're just stuck. Like, you can skewer, but that's about it.
Yep. I mean, you could use your Omni Slash, you can use your Swift Slash to try and negate some of the duration of it. And you can actually dodge the damage of it with that one as well, because you go invulnerable, but it's still gonna be pretty rough.
Normally, like games where you see, Jug Mag, you see this Juggernaut just crushing the net worth charts, but he is so far behind, 6,000 in fact, behind Costabile on his Phantom Assassin. He's almost got a BKB now.
Yep, the area he's had to farm this map has just been so limited. Quickening Charm now found. That'll go a long way on Magnus. Titan Sliver found by the Juggernaut as well. He'll hold into that one. The extra damage with that status resistance is going to feel pretty nice. So they've got a little bit to work with now. They don't have the Aghanim Scepter yet on Juggernaut. I mean, if he gets that in his level 18, finding pickoffs will be much, much easier.
Oh, Enchanted Quiver PA. You love to see it.
Yeah. We've seen a number of times this tournament just blowing people up instantly. So Enchanted Quiver now, Abyssal Blade. If you follow a lane by yourself on Juggernaut, Costabile, he's just going to rip you apart.
Yep. They are pinging the mag. Somehow they see him up here. Oh, Costabile just jumps in. Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't even have to be Juggernaut. That could be a 3,000 health Magnus, and it doesn't matter. He just took 28. Yeah, 20. I don't like this death summary. How fast was this?
It's
1 second. Okay, in fact, exactly 1 second to deal 2,800 physical damage.
Not bad.
That's a pretty good number.
Now, they did find a Paladin Sword on Juggernaut. I'm not sure. Yeah, okay, he's going to hold it anyways. I'm not sure if you'd rather just carry that Titan Sliver for the extra strategy, since I think it gives you a bit more damage as well. I think you're just trying to do all the damage you possibly can at this point.
Mm-hmm. I mean, PA finishes her BKB, then going to queue up that Satanic, and at this point, this hero feels borderline unkillable.
Yep. All right, they're going to go for a smoke play here. As soon as Gunner's up, they've just finished Aghanim Scepter on Juggernaut and got him level 18, so this is a power spike for them. But, he finished... BKB, Abyssal Blade now on Phantom Assassin, 10 seconds.
King RD has his BKB as well. Any other big items? Oh my gosh, a DD rune. This could be an absolute disaster for 4 Zoomers if they don't see this, and he's under the protection of Blur still.
Do they see the Heavenly Grace on him through the Blur, or what?
I don't know. I'll have to check.
I still haven't set up that gamepad that I set to run around for easier camera controls.
Ooh, the tornado. It catches one. They're pinging him out. They know they're in the trees, but how close is the question? The Sunstrike giving him so much vision. In comes Costabile. 2 heroes dead immediately. King RD, a beautiful arena on the backside. Sven doesn't get a chance to do anything. Ocean protected for a moment thanks to Shadow Realm. In comes the Omni Slash, but there's your Heavenly Grace. Swift Slash to follow Sammy Boy in shambles. The GG is called. Team Brazil, a dominating performance in the first game of the day.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like they were thrown off for a moment there in that draft. They wanted to run the PA with the Omni Knight, but I think the Sven, it just served the exact same purpose here as the Juggernaut, and because of that, their draft wasn't versatile enough. I mean, if you compare what Mars did this game to what Brax is able to do on the Sven, it was just night and day. I think that's where things kind of fell apart, because they had a decent laning stage, but once it ended, their offlaner was able to just play with you in these team fights, constantly throw out these spears and whatnot, and Brax, all he could sort of do was walk at you. So it felt like a little bit of a misplay on the draft. Yes, I kind of liked it at first because you denied that Omni Knight Sven pickup, but you have to think about the entire game, not just countering out what the enemies have there. So very nice reactions by Team Brazil, and this will put them in first place for the group stage, I think.
Yeah, if they win this series,
now.
if they 2-0 the series, they'll be top of the group stage.
This is pretty wild. I keep talking to people saying that you don't sleep on Team Brazil. They're looking stronger and stronger every tournament. So now that they got Theo Lacour, it looks like their communication is down.
Yeah, they're owning. All right, well, that being said, we got game number 2 here between 4 Zoomers and Team Brazil coming up in just a short moment. So stay tuned, everyone. We'll be back after just a short break.